Yo, what is up, bros? We are back with the 6-star tank general rankings. We will be ranking from the 10th best general to the 6th best general. And this general, I mean, there's a couple of generals early on here that used to be top generals. And as more generals came in, and as new perks came in, they kept falling further and further down the rankings. One more than other. The one I put at rank 9th is the greatest fall from grace as far as a general I've ever seen. But that brings us to the 10th ranked general, and that bro is going to be Mr. Irwin Rubble. He does have the Desert Fox title. When commanding Elite 4's armored unit, mobility +2, critical attack damage +25. Don't like it. Don't like it. Like I've mentioned before, used to matter more. Never liked it. Would never put it on a general. I mean, for that matter, I think early on vanilla days I did put Crossfire on generals. I mean, like I've mentioned before, probably in all these videos, Crossfire and Blitzkrieg used to be a big deal. And, like, Crossfire, Blitzkrieg, and Rumor used to be a huge deal. Rumor still kind of is important. Not as important as it used to be in Crossfire and Blitzkrieg. I mean, whatever. Anyways, he has Armored Assault, Inspiration, and Panzer Leader. Like I said, bro used to be vanilla days. Rommel was what? Vanilla days. He was up there with Rokossovski area, and those bros were in like the 5th range, probably. Actually, vanilla, they could have been, because who was around in vanilla? Marnstein if you bought him. Guderian was the top if you didn't have Marnstein. Shit, they might have been Rommel and Rokossovski might have been like 3-4-ish somewhere in there, right? Let me think, because there was Patton, but he sucked. Yeah, I guess if you didn't buy a Marnstein, Rokossovski and Rommel would have been in the 2 and 3. With Marnstein 3 and 4. That's crazy to think back that far. Back when one of your best generals, top 5 was Rommel and Rokossovski. That's nuts. Anyways, back to Rommel. Hey, I'll always carry Rommel. Any top 10 general you gotta keep, you gotta carry. He's still... Hey, if I end up in Africa, I try to put him down. Still, I'll take that 37 extra damage that he gives. You can see here by the... And it sucks that Vitman and Rommel only had one battle. But you can see Rommel was a little bit ahead of Vitman. But there's reasons why I'm putting Vitman ahead of Rommel. The 9th ranked general is the one that probably had the biggest fall from grace of any general ever. Now, we just talked about how Rommel fell, but it was a steady... nice decline. You know, new generals come in. This decline was very abrupt, and it needs to be studied, and lucky for you, I have studied it, and I know why he fell so hard. And I'm going to share that knowledge with you. When he first came out, bro was right there at the top. He was in that Guderian range. You know, below the Marnstein, but right in that Guderian range. And he just fell hard. That bro is Michael Vitman. Bro has what you would think would give him, like, the edge, right? And I mean, it did kind of give him the edge over Rommel, this ace tank, and along with having some survivability that Rommel doesn't have. We've seen this kind of help out with Graziani. He was pulling more damage on Graziani than the other bros with this ace tanker. The problem with Vitman is that he stood still. He did not adapt. The reason for his fall is obvious once it's presented to you. It's an easy call. It's easy to see. It's cut and dry. It's two things. Those two things are inferior victory and inspiration. Those two perks sent Vitman's stock straight down. Any general with either of those that were even in the realm of the Vitman area just skyrocketed above him. It collapsed him. I wish that they would redo Vitman. Just, you know, you can keep some of these perks like unchangeable, but at least give us a little bit of an option. You know what? On the generals you buy that have all the fixed perks, they should redo it to where you can change one perk, right? Just let us add one perk. If I could put inspiration on Vitman, he would probably be right there in the 5 range. I mean, it would skyrocket him. It's sad to see him fall because when he first came out, I was so excited for him. He was a great general, and just without being able to add those two perks, just a complete collapse. Sad even. It was sad. But like I said, because of Blitzkrieg survivability, the Ace Tanker, and he does, you know, have 3 straight up damage perks, I had to put him above Rommel, even though if you look at the damage done, Vitman was just slightly, ever so slightly, 150 behind Rommel. I think if you ran this 10 times, they would probably pretty much break even as far as damage output. Anyways, moving on. And now on to the 8th ranked general, and that bro is going to be Tabulan. If you look at the damage, I mean, he was right on par that first battle with Vitman, just a little bit off of Rommel. The second battle, he fell, but I think this is probably more representative of, actually, you know what? The big thing that changed it for me wasn't even damage that much. It's just the armored army group. 100% chance that one of the inactive armor units will join the attack. So if you remember, I tried to factor this in to the damage, but it was I think it was a very low average. I was playing it low most of the time. I mean, I have Tabulan rolling with some of the heaviest hitters, right? Plus he has inspiration, plus he has Panzer Leader, Armored Assault, he has good perks. This, I mean, obviously I would take better, but this is not bad. I mean, I'll take it. It's better than a lot of the other perks some of these generals are stuck with. But again, if they would just allow us to change one perk, imagine this bro with inferior victory. Imagine Vitman with inspiration. Imagine Chernikovski with inferior victory. Imagine Osborne with inspiration. Though that would make these generals so much better. Anyways, back to Tabulan. Outside, if we're talking perks that I love to use and I actually pay attention to, you know, there's a lot of perks on generals that are like situational that I don't even bother with, right? I don't even give it a second thought, like, oh, I need to remember that this guy, you know, if he's around a Twitch thought, can do 100 extra damage, and if there's an OnlyFans girl and a Twitch thought around, he can do 300 extra damage plus 20% critical strike. No. But this Armored Army group, it's simple. I always have a bro with him, just like Marshall. Kind of just like the perk on the Richelieu. Those are the 3 top perks, right? Those are the perks I enjoy using the most and make sure that I use. Alright, bros, this next decision that I'm going to make could be the first one that causes a little bit of outrage in the comments. So far, there hasn't been too much disagreement with my ranking. This one, however, it changed a lot within the last few days. If you would have asked me, 3 days ago, if this general would be in this position, I would have said absolutely not. But this general recently got exposed. His weakness got exposed. And he lost a couple ranks. With that, bros, the 7th ranked general in our list is Chernikovski. So, bros, I love playing with Chernikovski. Blasting Impact is one of the funner perks to use. However, its limitations were just exposed in Nightmare difficulty, where the units have a lot of health. There's a lot of elite units, and we just couldn't get it going. And I'm not gonna babysit him and have other generals do damage for him so that his Blasting Impact can go off. If you're not playing Nightmare difficulty, I think Blasting Impact worked still pretty good on hard with just common units, and obviously on normal and you know, like biographies and trials and historical retrospections. Absolutely insane perk. But like I said, it was exposed before. I'm trying to think, but before Nightmare difficulty, Mannerheim line, he would have been in the 5 range. But he fell 2 spots because of Nightmare difficulty. I think that's fair. Some of you might not. Bro does have inspiration. He has Panzer Leader. He has Blitzkrieg, some survivability, Armored Assault. And if you look at the damage, look, he was putting out some good damage. Bach was right up there with him. His second attack, though. But Chernikovski's second attack, he blew both Bach and Osborne out. Look how good Osborne was. Very steady, very reliable, 13.5. So back to Chernikovski. If you have extra money, I would definitely say buy Chernikovski. It's a blast to play with him. Blasting Impact. Don't miss out on Chernikovski. I don't regret buying him. I mean, any general in the top 10, bros. You need. These top 10 generals you need. Chernikovski is a much needed. Hey, when I'm farming, bro, Chernikovski is fun. Anyways, moving on. That leaves us, bros, with the 6th ranked general. I debated this one for a while. This may cause a little bit of a rift in the comments too. Maybe, maybe not. You understand why Chernikovski landed 7th? You're probably going to understand why this next bro landed 6th. And speaking of this next bro, the 6th ranked general is Mr. Godbach. Bro has War Machine, Panzer Leader, some survivability with Blitzkrieg, Armored Assault, Inspiration, War Machine. So let's discuss War Machine. When commanding armored troops in range of enemy territory, critical attack damage of self and nearby friendly forces plus 40%. Obviously, when we were doing the tournament, I was not able to calculate the plus 40% to nearby friendly forces. However, I was just thinking to myself, I should run Bach with Tabulan. Those two bros should just run together. That way, I would be using both the support perks. I'd remember it. They'd help each other out. I think that's a good pairing. I should probably start doing that. Yeah, who knows if I actually will, though. There was some discussion if this was even working. I haven't seen it lately, so maybe it had been patched, because there's been a couple updates since he was released. Solid 6th ranking. The debate was whether Osborne should be 6th or Bach should be 6th in my mind, and it just Osborne had too many perks that helped out either like the economy or a bro around him, much like War Machine, or even, hey, with the level 12 elite units, that one perk he has, let me check it out, I forget the name of it, Battlefield Intuition, that's going to be more important. This dodge effect, And the added damage below half HP of 25%. Yeah, it was, I mean, you guys can argue this group of 3 out in the comments. I think I got it right though. If you're looking at the damage, obviously, Osborne's first attack versus Bach's, Osborne was ahead by a couple hundred, but then Bach came on a lot stronger, and I think average out of a bunch more attacks, it would probably be closer to the 13-9 than the 13-3 here. I think he gets closer to this type of damage, which puts him 500 ahead of Osborne. I mean, even without a bro around him with that critical strike. But also, I mean, as far as Osborne, I mean, he has this perk, which I didn't, you know, I didn't get to include this part of the commendation. And it's 3 hexes. 3 hexes is a, hey, that perk is reaching out, bros. Yeah, I feel like Osborne is ahead of Bach, but don't get me wrong, Bach is a strong general. Like, say you got your last general to place, and a front sprang up, and you're only gonna have 1 bro that has to go and fight on that front. I mean, I'm putting Bach. If it's earlier on in a conquest and I got more generals to place, then I'm putting Osborne before Bach, obviously, for that little bit of economy. Anyways, bros, let me know in the comments if you agree or do not agree with my rankings. Bros, if you're enjoying this content, you know what to do. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, back for next upload. Peace.